My content is for 13 and up or adult collectors of the product. So we have World Diabolos. Now if you recall, in a previous video, we did show off World Diabolos and how menacing it actually was. The reason for this is World has a very circular shape that is very good for spin equalization. And not only that, but actually, because of the fact that it's dual spin, it makes it quite a threat. Because also, if you realize this, that for dual spin change, there is the option in the match that you can either have it left or you can have it right. So it already makes it pretty much a big threat for equalization. And we saw in that video that it was extremely, extremely good. Now in this, we are going to give it the Blitz disc. Now the reason why, actually, you'll be surprised, Blitz, I just think because of how the Blitz tabs are kind of, I guess, stabilizing it or something and just hitting on the thing at the end. I don't know, just Blitz works well with it. I guess maybe also there could be Karma or Giga that can also work with this actual combination. But really, the highlight for this is actually Metal Bearing Drift, a new driver that is in specifically a campaign. Maybe they'll release it afterwards. What we're going to see is actually with this driver, how does it actually fare up against other combinations? And will this be the strongest combination that someone can go up against in Beyblade Burst? Or maybe, like, maybe not strongest, but the most fiercest? Anyways, before we continue with this video, subscribe to the channel, bell notifications on, and let's take a look at the base. For our first one, we have Prominence Perseus with the Zero armor, Nexus Plus S Mobius. This is, I would say, a solid, basically all of them are good, but this one specific is pretty good against left stuff. And also, we're doing all of it, by the way, in the DB Stadium. Just because it's like what they use in Japan for the main stadium, so it makes a lot of sense we just use it. But, yeah. Next up is Vanish Longinus. We're going to give it Illegal and Bearing Dash. Just good, same and opposite. Well, actually, same spin, you use the blue one. Opposite spin, I don't know. Honestly, this is just for the color combo. I just like how this looks. Yeah, I guess you would use the blue one, actually, in fairness, but I mean, opposite spin, this thing should just work fair enough, so. Next up, we have Astral Fafnir with the 4 armor, Tapered. And then after Zone Dash Plus C, this is the Hasbro Plus C. You know, same spin, so long as Zone Dash Plus C doesn't go crazy, which the Hasbro one's supposed to make it happen less. Same spin, I would say, can kind of work. And opposite spin, of course, it can work. But, yeah. I'm just using 4 just because I'm trying not to repeat parts. Then after we have Roar Achilles, 10 Giga, Hikes 10 plus Dash. Lastly, we have Dynamite Dragon L-Gear over Metal Never. Now, this one I like a lot. Opposite spin, I would say you have a very, very good chance of beating stuff. Metal Never, I think, is solid. Opposite spin, same spin is like, it's okay, it's okay. Also, just to mention, before we even continue with the rest of it, I know a lot of people are wondering because of the DB Stadium, but you could use, but honestly, all the combos in this video, you can use in the standard stadium, and I would say you probably have a decent success. In fact, if you use any of the combos in this video and you win with them in a tournament, you know, feel free to comment it. We're specifically trying to see this for stamina, equalization, and opposite spin, and we're trying to see really, like, you know, is this like a cracked OP combo or what? Because obviously in the standard stadium it'll probably do like a lot better, but the goal is just seeing DB, just because I'm curious. So I mean, we first have to go up against lefts, so it'll be interesting to see. So in this we'll do, I would say, 3 rounds per combination, and at the end we'll really try to be a judge of it. Now the thing is, Metal Bearing Drift in Japan is not really too crazy when looked at, because since their main stadium is the DB Stadium, both bearing and Metal Bearing Drift kind of tip sideways. So it becomes a huge weakness in the stadium when it's used, so some would probably get it already worn, or like kind of, yeah, no, I would say worn, just so it can kind of, I guess you would say maybe last a little better. And you know, that is a legitimate issue. And that's where the driver, I would say, it's best opposite spin in the DB Stadium, not same spin, because same spin we saw it would kind of scrape and die. Even if you were to, let's say, awaken it a little bit, I still think you would probably run into those issues, just with the design of the cone and everything. So in the first 2 rounds, we're basically seeing that it's kind of slapping pretty hard, I would say. Pretty hard. Now, a test that we want to see afterwards is seeing whether or not if we can put Vanish in high mode, if that actually changes up anything at all. Well, hopefully it does, I mean. Because, I mean, the other 2 are a little bit difficult, I would say. There's like a different skill, and I also tried to make sure the combos I picked were like unique enough, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to just pick anything that was kind of like just blech. Yeah, so we're gonna try to put Vanish in high mode. So high mode's honestly not that bad, I would say. Opposite spin, it does work very well. You can also get it to work same spin, like L-Gear same spin is viable, I would say. And I guess maybe there are other cases where high mode can also work. It really just also depends on your matchup, to be fair. Which I guess also to say, you could almost say that for anything. So, a big difference now with Vanish is gonna just be that height difference. Now you're gonna notice I almost got KO'd by Vanish. I got saved there by the bearing. I am also doing this on top of the skin, so the base stadium is normal. So that way no one says, oh, but you didn't. You used it on whatever. But sometimes it matters. This case doesn't really matter. Anyways. I'm trying to see. Now, the issue you're actually going to run into is seeing a lot of these draws. Now, because I don't want to really bore with the definition, in the description, I will put what I would think is a good definition, which is what the WBO is currently using for defining spin. So that can probably give us like a little better idea if it's winning or not. I do think you'll probably like draw a bit, but there are times you can see there where it is probably beatable. But that's the unique thing, because not everyone would maybe use high mode. Also, to be fair, this is like very like match dependent. And I do think even seeing some 5G combos in Japan, I don't recall them ever being, I don't recall too many cases of seeing a lot of high mode use, not counting L-Gear. Yeah, generally what it's doing, what makes it so effective, and next one's the Achilles combo, is the fact that it's standing on top of them. So, I'm sure a lot of us know about the driver Mobius, joke or not joke. The reason why the driver actually works really well in opposite spin too is also just the height, because things kind of just fold beneath it. So middle bearing drift works, you know, I mean, I guess height to a certain extent, also just because it's consistently able to stand on top of whatever it's against, so it just does it. Actually, there really isn't many lefts I can use. It's kind of the awkward part about doing all this. Yeah, there really isn't. I could get you. I could get you. Okay, no. There's at least one more that I could probably use for this thing. We're gonna throw in another left, because I just realized there's Astral that exists. Whoa, big hits. Super big hits. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Astral has a lot of recoil. Like an absurd amount. And also, it was one click away from a burst. So, it can work for and against it. I think in that time I was able to do it. This is also the HASBRO Plus C. I just preferred over TAKARA TOMY just because better stamina. And we'll see if we can find some stuff that can kind of beat this. A big trick too is kind of just trying to see equalization and kind of, because some of these things should win, but some of these things also should just not win at all. Right. I mean, the astral one is kind of said and done. Next up, we have to put this now in its left rotation, and then after, we're gonna see. I think overall though, and in the comments, let me know your thoughts, but I actually really enjoy doing videos like this, also just because like, there's literally like enough videos on like stock battles, so any chance I get to do this, I will take it. We are gonna do it against the dynamite combo. I think the prominence should maybe work, is what I'm trying to see. Also, I think, honestly, I think all the combos I'm using that's for the DB Stadium are kind of combos I could probably still use if this was in the standard stadium. So if a lot of you are maybe, you know, asking, you know, could I still use some of these combos you show in the video? I would say absolutely. You could probably still use it and have a pretty good chance. I'm also kind of curious because this is recorded before any information, anything, whatever. Oh my god, the hardest counter. Okay, well, the hardest counter. Yo, honestly, I'm kind of convinced at this point that those stoppers on World maybe actually do work for some pushback. What was I gonna say? Dude, it threw me off so much with that. Probably does lose. I was gonna say that, so, if they do a BU Spriggan, right? If they are gonna do it, right? And it just happens to be, right? If they make it in the shape of World or very close, oh my god. Because basically World is already good enough, but imagine like a BU version of World. That would actually be a little bit too scary. So this is like a prelude to if that happens. Because if that happens, like I'm a little bit afraid. And the reason why I'm afraid is because if you think about it, for what they have for 5G, the option of dual spin and changing spin direction, having basically a buffed version of World is frightening. They could always maybe do it, or really anything that they do an evolution for the rest of BU, so long as it's close to that shape, like it will be scary. Because obviously we got Wind coming up. I do hope Wind is good. This is recorded before Wind, so hopefully if Wind is good, you can comment saying, hey, Wind was good. If Wind was kind of whatever, you can comment saying, nah, Wind did not last. I do think that it's doing well, but I can't tell by how much. So the comments have to comment on each round just to tell me, because I'm not going to bother with that. The only thing I think can probably counter this in opposite is probably Mobius. Also, if you're wondering also why we're doing this video, a fun fact, I am trying to get this a wee bit worn, just a wee bit. So all these testing videos, whatever, right, these are to my benefit, because I essentially just do the videos slightly worn and see what happens after. Because this driver is like for personal use, though I do hope they reprint it. I do hope they do that. Not gonna beat it. Giga works. Honestly, if Giga can't do it, then we do got the Karma. Who has the Karma? Oh, you do. Bro, what is that sound? Oh. Bro, I was like, what the hell is that sound? Does it do it? We're gonna see how it does. Yeah, that tipping thing is what kills it in the DB Stadium. So, and the thing is, because it's tall, right? It's kind of stopping it a lot. So I will probably just end it off there. So as we are ending off, I want to say, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of this combination? Also, how good do you think it is? And do you think they'll release anything in the future that could potentially top this? That is the question. Hey everyone, we are doing a limited giveaway for our customers who pre-ordered the Hello Kitty on our shop, and the ones who still want to pre-order, make sure to listen. So you automatically get in with your purchase of Kitty, and what we're giving, you can win with your purchase of one, or at least one, some got multiple. If you win, you can get one Hello Kitty, that includes the shipping along with the plushie. And you get a plushie of Hello Kitty that is legit authentic from Japan. So for the people who purchase, you're automatically entered into the thing, and for the people who want to get into it, so long as you pre-order before September 10th, which is the draw date, you have a chance. So best of luck to everyone. It's an authentic plushie of Hello Kitty. It's really nice, a good opportunity we want to give back to our support from our customers.